right before the war starts, I lost a quite significant portion of my military power, my god. So, but it was a hard cookie to crack. Well, or more like it was a hard thing to stomach. But I decided not to stop my plans because I think it's now or never. If I'll manage to stop Is on its tracks, or if I manage to quite fast force him into going IE or AI, or if I'll make him lose a big portion of his forces, so he will probably be dealt with by me or some of his another neighbors. So let's try to focus on removing Is from this game. Those underwater elves are quite cancerous in my opinion. But at first let's read some messages as we start doing this. Well, this game has only in-game diplomacy going, so there are gonna be quite a lot of messages, right? And some of them even have some consistency. I mean, or well, I mean important. Some of them may be important, and not just Rolech's blubbering, right? So, messenger arrived from Fomoria. Sure, sounds good to me, Paul. Well, okay, my NAP3 suggestion was accepted, but Fomoria, fine, it's actually big. I am maybe quite sure that he is not going to attack me, at least, well, in the nearest future, right?
We already watched this turn.
No, it's 8th turn. No, we haven't watched this turn. In the previous turn, Jamon said that he is okay, fine, sure. I suggested NAP to Jamon.
No, it's the same message.
Yeah. I mean, just I have my biggest two neighbors are Fomoria to my west and Jamon to my east. Basically, here is his cap. We are going to have a huge land border with two of them, and if I include a shore border, it's even bigger. So, it's better to have a good relationships with both of them. Please change Twitch's game to Dominion. Oh, Revoluta, thank you a lot. I really, it flew out of my mind. Thank you. Yeah, somehow I got it confused. Dominions. Somehow Twitch can't find Dominions in his database. Well, let me try again. Once again, try to change it. Now should be fine. Yeah, Dominions 5 Warriors of the Face. Got it. Okay, let's continue. Thank you, Revality, again. It was my bad, really my bad. So let's read more messages from Asphodel. Sith. Well, if I remember correctly, he got some aggressive message from Rolech last turn, so being posted in public, so he probably felt that he have to answer in public as well. But well, it's nothing, it's just a kind of insult. Okay, some give me Larillier coordinates. I'm going to compile this wannabe poet. So actually Vaiti got pissed about all this messages spam from Rolech. Actually, I was kind of pissed as well when I was receiving my turns to see a lot of filler from Rolech. But actually now, reading them, they kind of sometimes witty, funny, and even interesting. like not every day you are gonna know something about Ludwig Wittgenstein, right? Then first message from Relech. Sphodel Bless is attack 2 plus 2, shock res 10, fire res 10, cold res 5, blood search, dark vision larger. Awesome. So he goes for a lance repel bless. He makes his sacrets into size 4 units. So
that's kind of pointless, I think.
Well, I don't actually like this build too much, but people keep saying, for example, Lucid, right, that it's really viable. So repel checks on his sacres may be really important against basically any human-sized elite troops, or maybe any troops of the living elite troops who has a weapon shorter than 4. So, well.
But the downside is that you have only one illithid.
That's true. That's true.
So tile. That's the
density of attacks becomes really.
Yeah. I think that's a real downside. I don't think that really overweights the positives.
I'm more agree with you rather than with Lucid here, but people keep playing this, so.
And do they really need to be fighting in the melee? They are mind blasters. Why do you need to put them in the front line?
We are talking about a Spodel, Tanis. It's a Spodel blast, so this is blast for the black towers. It's fine.
Oh, it's black centers. Yeah.
Just Relech is just spoiling Asphodel's blast to everyone.
I'm reading with my ass, apparently.
Happens.
Okay, still not a viable blast. I don't think so, no. Grow from size 3, from size 2 to size 3 is a viable
larger blast
solution. Yeah. From size 4 and upwards, all the way. Yeah, so it's great. 4 to 5, 5 to 6, it's awesome. 3 to 4, no.
I'd say if you have sacred units of the size 5 and they turn into 6, it's maybe huge, by the way, because
it's the most efficient.
Yeah, that's super efficient. I agree.
That's the what was the Hindam, I guess. Yeah, Hindam Giants. That's the only one.
Hindam Giants got 6 size 5 units, right? Yeah. So
that's the only one comes to mind.
Well, and maybe,
I don't think there's any other nation that can benefit from
maybe
that.
Jotunheim, some of their giants.
No, they're size 6. They size 4. Scratch is size 4.
Jotunheim. Oh, yeah. You mean Scratty, right? They're size 4.
Is size 4. And their sacrets are size 4, I think, as well.
I guess, yeah. They are from the same sect, so Scratty and those skin shifters, right? They also should be size 4. Yeah, probably. Well, but he can play like this. People playing at least. So he's aiming at melee with his Kentauros, right? But I agree that is a big downside that you're at least troops getting more space, have to use a lot more space in the same grids. Okay, also he doesn't understand how to script attack rear to clear indie slow, so he is taking a piece at his scripting skills. Okay, if you, Patella, needs an underwater fort for some reason, then 106 isn't connected to my pond. Oh, by the way, I know what he's talking about. Basically, Relech is saying that there is one underwater province which is not connected to the biggest pond. So he's saying to Patella, which is located somewhere here, I'll know it later, to take this province instead and not try to launch his forces into the pond where Lech is. So
does Patala need underwater fort?
Well, they didn't have, as far as I know. But but on the other hand, it's a heavily modded game, so maybe Sloop's mode adds some underwater recruitment for Patala, because I can't remember if they have something like this in vanilla.
No, they don't.
They don't.
Sure.
They don't, as far as I remember.
Sure they don't.
Let me check. Maybe can be recruited in all caves. So they have some cave recruitment, and it's just sacred. Oh, a sacred commander. Fine. Capital.
No, they're amphibian. They're.
Yeah. Nagas are amphibians, so they can get foothold in the underwater, but I can see that they have some special recruitment there. All they need, as far as I can see, is caves. In caves, they can recruit their sacreds. Nagas, well, they have cap-only sacreds, but in all caves they can place temple there, build temple, and recruit these guys. Well, they can hypnotize, poison speed. Well, if you play with heavy bless with Patala, you may need caves, but not underwater. But well, maybe he thinks that he should take at least something from Relech. I mean, actually, we'll know about this soon. Relech capital is somewhere like here, and the Terodos capital was somewhere like here or so. Terodos got... Oh, or I'm spoiling things. Yeah, I'm probably spoiling. Fine. Let's forget about this, guys. I'm reviewing this game myself, yeah, and I'm remembering some events that's gonna happen, but so I'm getting turns kind of confused. So I should use some of the information I have available at the turn 8. So sorry. Let's continue reading then. So I am leaning towards being more likely to try to break through in order in the other direction, since the other two great evils are south of me. So south from Relech, I guess Famoria and Asphodel. He's talking about. I can only guess. Thoughts and prayers for Eaxip, who seems to be at war with Aspho and Famoria at the same time. So I see. We have earliest war isn't gonna be one with me attacking East. It's probably Aspho plus Famoria against Eaxibalba or Shibalba or Zibalba, whatever how you pronounce it. It's pretty funny that a rant where I call someone a retard for not understanding the context is immediately met by someone's delusional fantasy where he projects his inability to comprehend social context. He probably butchering someone like Vaidheim before or Asphodel. The only reason to write anything, whether you publish it or not, is to make others people think you are cool. Now this is queer that needs to get off of social media. Don't know. He probably comments on some post on the 4chan threads or whatever. I haven't got it saved because I'm usually not saving any slander. And then I'd go back to writing less or deleting runs before sending or whatever, but if it does actually bother you, then I guess I may as well send them out. Too serious. He's too serious about his messaging. Well, but we can all guess that he's a graphoman. I guess. One more message. Anyway, there is nothing I am particularly trying to push in the content. So he continued his previous message. While I was writing the story,
I think you missed the second one.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah, no, I believe no. Oh, you're right. Well, thank you, Tanis. Really. Among the maxims of Lord Nashigi's walls, there was this one. Matters of great concern should be treated lightly. Master Itei's comment, matters of small concern should be treated seriously. Among one's affairs, there should not be more than 2 or 3 matters of what one could call great concern. If these are deliberated upon during ordinary times, they can be understood. Thinking about things previously and then handling them lightly when the time comes is what this is all about. To face an event in you, solve it lightly is difficult if you are not resolved beforehand, and there will always be uncertainty in hitting your mark. However, if the foundation is laid previously, you can think of the saying, matters of great concern should be treated lightly, as your own basis for action. However, when you think calmly about how there were a bunch of tentacles in the monster's mouth, it makes no sense, right? I thought it didn't do erotic stuff to the girl, it would just have had a hard time eating. Well, in fantasy erotic stuff, it is the most important, so I say there is no help in it. Right, perfect. Now Shige is, if I remember correctly, it's one of them. Sengoku Jedi lords, warring lords of in Japan, right? So, well, I don't know much about him, but it seems he was a kind of philosopher, right? And he's the guy who comments on his works, on his words. Kind of witty as well. And the conclusion that the Relief is making is kind of funny too, about tentacles and the hentai. Well, it's important, right? Then, anyway, there is nothing I'm particularly trying to push in the contents. While I was writing the story, I wanted to lick all the sticky slobbery minced meat of Alice's pale white skin. What Alice did he mean? Alice from Wonderland, I guess. I wonder if it will leave some fingerprints, perhaps, booyah, or something like that. I'm interested in laundry the maid was carrying. I want to bury my face in it. I wonder what would happen if the contained moisture touched my cheeks. Booyah, is what I thought, or something like that. There is a never-ending puberty here. It needs massaging. There is never-ending puberty here. It needs massaging. Funny. It was a lie. It was all a lie. I think the resolution in my case being different because some of them have washers to reduce the strike distance. Actually, the return distance, to be quite honest, whatever. For fighting games is starting to fuck with me while I'm typing. Of course, fixing all these keys that is the obvious solution there. So he's saying he's typing too much, so his keyboard, I guess, getting out of shape or something. Well, I'm not saying it's hilarious to the point of laughing out loud, but kind of witty and, well, brings a smile to your lips, unless it's quite too disgusting. He got some disgusting posts before as well. Then let's continue. The final relief message about Wittgenstein, I guess. Ludwig, I don't merely have the visual impression of pillar box. I know this is a pillar box, I know this is hand. And what is a hand? This, for example, is a certain certainty. It's a certain certainty. I'm familiar with certainty. I know this film studio is in Waterloo, but how do I know that you are Ludwig Wittgenstein? Gentle piano music. Ludwig, I have just heard from mother that you are going to join up. Now, look, I understand, wanting to do your bit in this terrible war, but why do you want to die in the trenches? Why not get a clerical job in Vienna? Because I want to go to the front. Why put yourself at risk like this, Ludwig? You have been exempted for Christ's sake. Standing eye to eye with death will give me the chance to be a decent human being. I'll be doing something. Stop of piano chords. I'm going as well. We've got to do our duty. Dramatic piano music, gunfire and artillery fire. Where two principles meet, which cannot be reconciled with one another. Each calls the other a fool or a heroic. Gunfire and artillery fire. I'm hated because I'm a volunteer. I'm surrounded by people who hate me. The name, the nearness of death, will bring me the light of life. God enlighten me, God enlighten me, I am a worm. Pray God that I become a man. God be with me, God be with me, amen. Perfect, it's really powerful and actually kinda in the, well, very, well, I mean, even nowadays we have to face something like this for some people in some countries, yeah. Idea of joining war or abandoning it, kind of interesting. And I like the most that at the end he is kind of ridiculing it, or maybe not ridiculing, but turning it into some religious thing. The nearness of death will bring me the light of life. What a futile dream, actually. Well, but let's not comment on it anymore. So, I got conjuration 2. Ideally I need conjuration 3 before the war starts, but let's research it. Well, while we can, I mean, we are starting the war and the research will come when it will come. So, we get only one expanding attempt. It's a farm. One more farm with heavy cavalry and shielded infantry. Kinda we lost a lot of swordsmen. Yeah, 9 swordsmen died. Still feels like this province was attacked by someone before. Maybe even Relech was trying to tackle it. So we came just in time. Well, but these casualties are kinda high. Probably I should have set some swordsmen as a bite, like maybe 5, trying to play them evenly. Well, take just 5 units and place them in the middle, but I'm not sure that it will be too effective still. Well, whatever, they died. The main point is that crossbowmen are still alive and kicking, so I can use them to fight east later. Okay. Okay, I'm combining my forces to launch an attack. It will be really great if Is will be unaware about this, so it really would be nice if he wouldn't attack 219 province this turn. But unfortunately inside we can see Isian Spearman, so he is either recruiting them. At first I was thinking that, oh fine, Kitty's messaging me, asking me if I should feed them or not. The hell if I know. Let's write something like, I'll feed you after 22 o'clock.
You're messaging kitties.
Yeah, I'm messaging kitties because, well, because I have to message them back.
They messaged you. Kitties have paws.
Yeah, they have paws, but Well, it's not a question about pause. It's more a question about what they are saying, from what they are sending their messages from me. That question is more concerning. Well, I guess I have a lot of gadgets here in my home, so they're probably using one of them. Whatever. Oh, I'll feed them a bit later, in half an hour or so. Before the stream started, I gave them some food, by the way. I am not, how should I put it? I am not violating their animal rights, right? Then, so we are combining our forces and trying to attack East, but he got a lot of infantry. It wasn't really expected. At first I was thinking that he got Mikoria Green Man mercenaries, but it was Ktis who actually bought them. So he actually recruited or somehow got from the event, but it's a lot less likely with his scales, right? Probably he's going to actually capture this underwater province with them, and it's, well, not really nice. He will probably gonna be aware about me amassing my forces in 276 next turn, but whatever. One unpleasant event after another, but still I should go through with my plan. I believe I should try it at least. Then we are moving some mage. Let me change. Yeah, this Goetic Master. He is going to build in this Cap Circle province the lab, so I'll be able to recruit Chemizots. And after that, he should start to blood hunt there. I'm still working on my plan to make a lot of soul contracts, of course. Is with 3 provinces, well, actually no Revolutio, he has a lot more provinces. We'll find it soon, find out about it soon. Probably it's some unlucky event on his part, I guess barbarians, maybe, I don't know, actually, some of these provinces should be barbarians, I bet. Taking some lands from him. He has a lot more provinces. I am sure about it. Well, we'll see. Then, okay. Anything else? Let me check my memo. Turn 8. Yeah, Pithim went I last turn. We already have articulated it before. Yeah, and I'm attacking after on the next scripting my attack next turn. No, nothing interesting. Let's go. Turn 9. Check. Some new messages. Messenger arrived from Jotunheim. Why, yes, I did edit my turn to attack you while you are going to stale Lemuria. Go die a second time. So, Jotunheim announces his war against the ghosts. Well, quite nice. I don't know how he's going to fare in this battle. Well, it depends what he's going to use. Because Lemuria has a really easy access to the apostasy spell. Right, and apostasy, well, if Jotunheim is going to use his tooks a lot, for example, Scratchy tooks, who are sacred in MA, well, they will have a really hard time against Lemuria, I believe.
Are they? They're sacred in EA.
They are sacred in MA. But they are definitely not sacreds in LA. But well, I didn't play it.
I need to check.
yeah, well, as far as I remember, well, maybe it's not too correct, but in LA they are definitely not sacred, but in MA they are.
I think they are they're sacred only in EA, only in the early age.
You think so?
Let me confirm that. It is, yeah. They're not sacred.
They're not sacred in MA.
Only in early
Okay.
stage.
I'm sorry. That's my misunderstanding. But well, then maybe, well, let's see what he is going to use.
Well, they got these terms, goddess, some new units they got after the rework.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe. Or if he is going to use his sacred troops a lot, then probably Lemuria still can use his apostasy spell really effectively. Well, we'll see how this war is going to unfold. Then
Jetons don't use sacreds. They use Huskarls with the javelins usually.
Oh, maybe. Well, if that's so, he has really decent chances to destroy Lemuria, but only if he brings enough supply with him somehow. Without supply, his troops will become really a useless bunch of cowards, I believe.
Yeah, have you read the message?
Yeah, enemy spy on the base. Who the god is spying on me? So someone spied on Arcocephalia. Well, who cares? Well, I don't know where he's located. Well, I will find out this later, but it doesn't matter. Who cares who is spying on who? I now had six judges, and none of them had a D path, and only 5 of them got F path. Well, what do you mean only 5? Oh, probably in Sloop's mod, the probability of them getting any path is really high. So, well, that happens. It's random. That's random how it works. This guy should play some gacha games, for example, Arc Knights, to become accustomed to well, some crazy randoms. So whatever. His cries kinda looks hilarious to me. This is bullshit. Sloop, stop goblin knop and fix your shit. Game. Goblin knops. Funny. Like he's licking the door knobs, alright? Door knobs. Then more messages from Weitheim. Another turn first bomb who went IE. Yeah, it's about PoV. Boy, ain't that tragic. Thought I gotta say ain't that worse for everyone except the guy that just eat it. Probably, actually, I believe that PoV didn't even bumped with someone. He just went IE because his expansion was worse than he imagined. It's even more, well, pathetic in my opinion. So, people kept eating PoV only after he went IE. So, well, kinda pathetic, yeah. Then he says again in Spanish something about machaca, caballeros. Some kind of troops he is mentioning, I believe. Well, whatever.
Cavalleros, I think, is cavalry.
Cavalry in English, I think. In Spanish, I think. Probably it means that.
The Aranas, it's. Is he talking about Machaca? Yeah, Machaca. So yeah, it's the Black Spider.
Cavalry. So it seems that.
Black Spider Riders.
Yeah, so it seems maybe Weitheim is getting overrun by Machaca. It's really interesting. Actually, this matchup, well, they are from different ages, first of all, but I'm interested in how super heat nation, well, super heat, heat-loving nation gonna fare against a cold-loving nation. Probably my money is on Weitheim. Then once more a message from Rulech. Simply amazing that Vaetia would criticize anyone else writing. My cup is at 5-1. Come and take it. Well, it's funny that Rulech suggesting to take his cup. It's underwater. Yeah, he wasn't lying. It's really his cup. but probably variety ham has no means to capture it that early, by well, at least. What's more, Spudel, I like his writing this. Spudel confirmed true mean. Oh, so he's suggesting, or he's pointing out that player for Aspodel is the game admin of this, of this game. I mean, it's kind of interesting, but not really too useful information for me, I believe. But I guess confirmed as her too. So I guess at least I already knew that when he sent me a whining about pasting his T1 coalition cringe. So Asphodel was kind of salty about Relech dropping this, well, telling everyone about Asphodel's plans. But, well, it's an anonymous game, so he can do whatever, I believe. Can't wait for him to break out of the admin actions the second he is fighting something that's not a stellar. Well, I don't think it's important who is admin. At least if the admin doing his work properly, I believe. So far, well, no, well, I can't see any problems with him. Famoria is expandlet, who shared a border with the same three indies that I have since like turn 4 lol. So he is saying that Famoria is better at expansion, but whatever. Ulm has an imprisoned DNSB blast. He has undead command. Is it a bot? He has an undead command. In this game we don't have LA Ulm, but only MA Ulm, right? And he is laughing at Ulm taking undead blast, undead leadership in his blast, right? But well, at some point it may be a good decision if Ulm will get big, will get access to.
No, he does have the
in his blast, on his pretender. Yeah, well.
So maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
There's some strategy.
By the way, I was saying that in this mod, normal summons are a lot more viable. So. Actually, for example, let me show you this conjuration spell for summoning whites. All right, where is it? Revive whites. 12 games for, well, I can't remember if it's really changed.
That's not worth it.
Yeah, kind of on the expensive side. Yeah, I guess. Well, because. Right, but Legion of Whites got removed from Conjuration 9 to Conjuration 8, for example, and for 30 games you are getting 20 plus 3 for each extra level. So well, it's a lot better deal than one.
Still not viable.
It depends actually. The whites
it's really not.
Well, whites have some interesting niches. Let's not discuss it here because it's a long story, but we'll see them in action actually in this game later, a lot later, but still. So what else he is saying? So Relech is basically trying to drop any little piece of information he got from observing the outside world. Alright? He's trying to spoil people's blesses and so on and so on. I ate P. Maybe he wanted to say pie. Alright? I hope he was he was mint pie, right? I really hope he haven't ate a solidified P. Look, balls. Well, he's trying to be smart and funny, and I am kinda getting what he. I can accept that this is kind of funny, but it's too autistic, really too autistic humor.
It's humor of absurd.
Well, kinda, I agree with you. Yeah, and I
don't like it. I do not like it.
Well, I'm not.
I do not like Terry Pratchett.
As I say, it's not like laugh you're making out loud, but it's really funny. It's kind of intellectual, a bit intellectual if you got to accept his autism. Let's put it that way. Then once again, Relech, I know this world exists, but its meaning is problematic. Am I good or am I evil? When my conscience upsets my equilibrium, then I am not in agreement with something. What is it? Is it the world or is it God? Wittgenstein has been taken prisoner. Oh, how fascinating. Oh, they mean in war? He really went to war and got himself in prison, or what? Okay, I don't know. I am a prisoner of war in Monte Cassino under the Italians. I hope we shall see each other after the war. Being shot at many times has altered the way I think about philosophy. So, has Tolstoy's Gospel of Brief? I have written a book. So has Tolstoy Gospel of Brief. I have written a book called Tractatus Logico-Philosophicus. It combines logical symbolism with religious mysticism. It's better with no shoes at all. Love, Ludwig. It's better with no shoes. Well, fun. It's kind of fun too, but well, love Ludwig, right? He is like he is writing a letter home to his mother and brothers and sisters. I must send him some more cocoa tablets. Sound like he's rather depressed. Cocoa tablets. Yeah, actually, just recently heard that in some anime, by the way, that cocoa helps with depression. Like it's don't know.
Because it's chocolate. Well, chocolate produces some specific hormones.
Hormones, right? Well,
yeah.
But maybe not exactly cocoa for some reason they mention it. Because it's served.
Chocolate. Chocolate consists of cocoa.
Cocoa is it's melted warm chocolate, right? Well, you are not wrong. I mean,
chocolate is made from cocoa.
Well,
cocoa beans.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah. All right. I mean, well, fine. Does he knows you have been in prison, Bertie? I doubt it. Such nice manners always, Ludwig. Good stock. What is logical symbolism? Oh, it's too difficult to explain. That's the trouble with you, Bertie. You can never answer a straight question. Church bells ring. I was released from prison camp on the 21st of August 1919. I wanted to get my Tractatus published, so I went back to Vienna. Dramatic piano music. Well, interesting. When did he...
So yes, he fought on Austro-Hungarian side. Against the Italians. Italians switched sides. Switched sides multiple times. I don't actually. They started the war with the Pact of Steel, and then they switched sides to Entente.
His unit switched sides.
I think.
His unit switched.
No. Italy.
Italy.
Sides.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Italy. Yes. I think they started the war in the Pact of Steel, so German Empire at the time, Austro-Hungary, and Italy. I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you remember correctly. I agree with that.
And then at some point Italy switched sides, so he was in prison. I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably he got caught. Probably the Italians just took all Austro-Hungarian units they had on their territory to give up, to lay their weapons. How should I put it in English? Interesting. So it's really taken from his autobiography. I mean, it's really interesting. Then int he named his private as this is very nice board, the primate king. This very nice board. Well, did he prizes the map itself or whatever? Can't understand quite certainly. My scout noticed some MA Agartha movements. They are pinging with scout some really easy province. I don't know why. Where is this province? Here. I can see MA
maybe that's because it's too easy.
Oh,
just
no.
to make sure that it's not does not contain some, I don't know,
probably he
phantoms or
oh, I see. Yeah, that's reasonable. I agree with you. Or maybe my first idea is that he was trying to assassinate someone inside, but MA Agartha, middle Agartha, didn't have any recruitable assassins, especially that early. Yeah, as far as I know. So I have noticed the flag of MA Kelum, and it seems he is bordering me. He's going to border me at some point, and it's really concerning. This is a bad news, because flying pests can infest all my lands in one turn, I guess. If I didn't switch to attacking east at some point, sure I would have pushed his lands some our border back, at least in some directions. But since I have kinda restrained myself from expansion just to amass enough X-bows to attack east, this neighbor will be really bit toxic and dangerous to me, I believe. Can be helped. Answering Revolutio previous message, right? We can see how many lands actually is got. 4 including his cup, 4 more and 2 more here, 8 plus 2, so 10 at the very least, and maybe he stepped even further. By the way, soon I'll find out that Pythium is someone, capitals of Pythium is someone like here, so I think he may be even now trying to grab some lands of Pythium to himself while fighting IE enemies, so whatever. At the south we can see Patella, and indeed Is just took underwater province inside his cap circle. So now he can see my huge stack even without any scouts. It's kind of unpleasant, but what have I amassed? This is around 100 and now here 50 and here 20.
60.
160. 70. 50 and almost, well, let's say 65. Okay, 165. Around X-bows, so I am 40 X-bows short from my ideal situation. I got some attrition after all, especially here in the north. But still, I'm not gonna stop with these numbers. I will be sending my reinforcements in the direction of the Isian capital every turn. I have every means to do that. So, by the way, here I made a huge mistake. These turns X-bowmen, I have sailed them into this farm province, but I forgot because I was under the impression that I will be able to move them to the cap next turn, but this province doesn't have water connection to this underwater province, so I can sail from here to here. It was a huge mistake. I should have been put it here, like in Saran forest, as I usually do. So I have to divide this army. If my god would have been still around, I would use him to secure spires of accession, for example, province, but now I have to divide my ex-bowman to capture one of the provinces in the cap circle and besiege the capital itself. I really hope that Is wouldn't understand what I'm trying to do. Yeah, well, maybe he's too focused on the expansion, so he won't pay me not much mind. Well, let's hope for this.
By the way, on the previous turn we saw only 2 provinces, as Religio said.
Yeah,
and on this turn we see all kinds of.
This is power of scouts. Okay, I have to accept this power. I mean, well, when you have one scout. Yeah. What for example, right? I had my last turn. I had my scout only here in his cap, right? So. All I can see is this and this province, these 3, and 2 of them were cleared, and 1 were under their, I guess, barbarians. He cleared the barbarians this turn, right? But he, for some reason, didn't take on this heavy calf province, despite him actually being able to clear it with his sacrets with no problems. But whatever. I'm pretty sure that is trying to expand extensively, so he is moving in all his directions as far as he can, leaving the underwater, well, for the later. And maybe it was a good situation for me. Well, we are attacking. What else? Let me see. No expansion this turn I have. It's really painful. Yeah, then Is is huge. That's true. Well, all preparation for this war going really badly. So I am actually quite well. Every turn I am considering to stop. Really, to rethink my decision and maybe try to attack Jamon instead or something. Well, but I got a good conversation going with both him and Famoria, so, well, I don't know what should I do actually here. It's really complicated topic. So, to make it simple, I'm just doing what I previously decided. Yes, we are attacking. Let's see how many Mavarks did he have. Did he got, I mean.
Well, it's turn
9. Yeah, it's not turn 9. Yes, I'll be sitting on top of his cap turn 10. So I didn't expect him to have a lot. Well,
I guess 8 turns of recruiting 5.
Well, you can't recruit them, a lot of them in the first turns, I believe, because there are costs a lot.
I skipped that, yes, so that's why I'm saying 8, not 10. So it's turn 10, so let's say 8 turns of recruiting 5. It's the maximum possible amount.
Yes.
Yeah, so 40. 40 is the maximum, and any.
It doesn't sound, actually, Tanis, I think that it doesn't sound realistic with gold-wise, because you need to actually recruit one more leader to lead them, right?
Okay,
champion.
Not 40, 30?
30 is a closer, I guess, right? We saw him losing at least 2 in the bump with us, right? So, well, actually, I assumed he has around 20 Tanis. Actually, when I was calculating this, 30 is quite a high bar, I can say, but it's still, well, 20. I think I can deal with my ex-bowman. 30. Especially if he makes his battle script kind of complicated, I'm not so sure. Actually, I'm gonna lose with the numbers. But at least if I'll kill some, and even if I maybe if I will manage to besiege his cap for some more turns before he finally threw all my forces away, it will harm him enough for me and others to be able to finally, well, encircle him and destroy him. So my plan, by the way, is to well, when I successfully besiege his cap, I'm gonna ask for support from the neighbors of East. It's kinda cowardly action, but seeing how huge East is and how many provinces he has, I mean, right? So maybe someone will agree to support me. For example, I see Patella to the south, so I can ask him to support me. Maybe Jamon can support me somehow, moving to the shore from his cap towards east. So I have to ask around. Maybe Famoria will agree to help me. He's also not so far. So I mean, by the way, in the minions, actually, it's really important to to present your enemy or present someone as weak, right? If people see that someone is weak, they're more likely to attack him one way or another. So, it may be an opposite situation. Someone can be really angry at someone who is making aggression itself, like me. For example, they all can be angered against me. But I bet everyone hates elves enough, so they will be more than glad to help me to deal with this menace. Like, I mean, especially at some, if the level of the players is not really high and they operating, thinking with memes, right? With memes, so this meme of killing, destroying elves will maybe affect them enough to help me. At least that's what I am hoping for. Let's go, turn 10. First turn of attack. At first, again, some messages. Yes, Shibalba. Asphodelis bullying me, send help. Tixi Balboy. Also, fountains aren't gay. It's the name of his prophet, I guess. But if he's crying for help, I guess, he's done for, I believe. Then more MA Machaka. I didn't lose 20 knights, only 10. Oh, so
so on the last message in the Spanish,
he was talking about losses and not attack. I see. So it's opposite. It's an opposite situation. So it's not Machaca who invaded Vaetiheim, but Vaetiheim who invaded Machaca. It's kind of and Machaca is saying that he's still alive and kicking, I believe.
And that's a huge loss still, because every one of them costs 150.
They're
15,
or
115.
Well, in sloops they maybe cost less, I believe, because everything is getting buffed in this model. No, not everything. Like some things getting nerfed, like full whoppers, for example. But it's not the point. The point is that they are really expensive. I agree. So even losing 10, but again against Vaetiheim, right? Against Vaetiheim in winter, by the way, now is winter in this year 0 of the Session Wars, so it's not surprising. Like Rim Vaetir will with cold hours, they will make a short work on black spiders, I believe. Should make a short work on them. Okay. More Vaetiheim. How to deal with the wannabe poet? Easy. Find the poet. Raid the fuck out of all surrounded lands. Once he gets out, all the lands within, I guess, be chaos and unprofitable mess. Get ahead in the gold race. Question. Profit. It's foolproof, I tell ya. So he's suggesting for everyone to raid Relech until he gets, he'll lose all the income. or lands to build his infrastructure. Well, whatever. I don't give a flying fuck actually about Relech. If so, it's not my problem, and I kind of even like that Relech seems as a problem for all his surrounding nations. I mean, who is surrounding Relech? Let me see. His capital is here, as he was saying. Famoria is bordering him. Here Patala is bordering him. Well, more like he's bordering Terodas, more likely. But as we saw earlier, Relech proclaiming war against Terodas. So their conflict is inevitable. I don't know who else presents on the shore for now, but well, I like that all the nations glued to the shore will be occupied with fighting off Relech somehow. They'll have to build maybe temples to ward off his toxic dominion, Dreamlands, right? And so on. So it's not my problem, and until Relech gets a solid foothold on the dry land, I actually looking at him more positively at his existence, and his messengers kinda interesting as well. More of Relech. Asphodel's cap is 552. Interesting. Let's check where is it. 552. So it's on the shore as well. So great. If well, Asphodel is a treat actually, let alone that it's admin. The fact that he is admin. This in Sloops, people keep saying that this is a really buffed nation. After removing serious part of the Asphodel's pop kill strength, Dominion strength, it actually can be played as a really strong necromantic plus, well, necromantic nation who has access to a lot of gold. It may be even stronger in Sloop's mod, it may be even stronger than Skeleria in that sense. So, and it has access to the quite toxic spells like Fall Vapors, Rigor Mortis, and so on and so on. So, if you will be busy with Relech from now on, it actually benefits me a lot. But again, Asphodel is too far away from me, so actually I don't care much about this. What's more, which means that his border provinces with Famoria, which are what used to be the far side of Yaksib Ring. Yeah, and between Asphodel and Xibalba there was, between Asphodel and Famoria there is a Xibalba existed, but he didn't gone IAI yet, so but he is gonna be dead soon, I believe, if he sandwiched between these two powers. It's unavoidable. If he scoped up many indies in the seemingly empty northwest between him and Ulm, then he is 40 provinces, and that is crazy. I don't know should I believe Relech or not, but 30-40 provinces by the turn 10, it's something
That's
really
a lie.
insane. I believe it's a lie. Obvious lie. I don't know. His bless on his. Well,
that's obvious fear mongering.
Yeah, it's pure fear mongering. I agree. But in in 4chan games everything is possible. I mean, if you have really weak neighbors who can't, like for example Lapithium, right, who went AI on turn like 6 or so, well, it's believable. You have, for example, 4 out of, let's say, 6 your neighbors, you can get insanely huge, but not in 10 turns actually. I can't believe that you can get this big so fast actually. Kinda bullshit to me. It sounds like a bullshit. But even in pseudo race with a genetic pool as a hopelessly polluted at Asphodel, there is still a chance for the birth of the king of a kind of prodigy that only appears once every 1,000 years. At last, it happened. I hate furious who disagree with me, but I hate people who buzz even more. I hate furious who disagree with me, but I hate people who buzz even more, I guess. No, E is mistake, I guess. T, correction byte scales build. He's he's trying to...
it's not a mistake, it's bathe. He who bathe.
Oh, what does it mean, bathe?
Take shower.
Yeah, well, so E is needed. Okay, that's my misunderstanding. Okay.
It's how you call it? It's not a...
Yeah, it's
a verb.
Yeah, I got it. Correction by skill builds is the name of the god of asphodel. So he's trying to quote him like he said this. Well, another attempt to be to sound smart and funny. The statement alone caused a breakthrough in Panitsot, well, about pants. Led by this genius rhetoric, the Panits brought their inferiority complex to new heights. They were now united as one. The beastmen were all finally living in one country, undivided in their quest for relevance. They decided to call their nation the United Asphodel Empire in the well, brackets, right? Not brackets. I forgot how they called. Whatever. Desperate to prove themselves relevant to the whole.
Quotes.
Exactly. Quotes. Thank you, Tanis. Again, you're saving me. Desperately to prove themselves relevant to the whole world, Asphodel frantically searched for a reason to wage war they could win. The death of some irrelevant satyr in some backwater favela. The death of some irrelevant satyr in some backwater favela with a Wagyu connection to the Asphodel god. He shares half empath with us, pure-blooded Panit king. With inflated egos, they decided to declare war against the whole world. Asphodel fought this war quite seriously, exterminated anyone in their path and using all sorts of underhanded tricks. They were dead set on world domination, but the rest of the world wasn't taking it so seriously. Well, interesting. I don't know how he wrote this, where he took this from. Maybe it's, again, AI bullshit, like maybe some generated text, but it's really cool, in my opinion. It's, well, it brings ridiculing of your opponent to some another level, actually. Right? Putting words in his mouth and so on. I mean, really, really cool. Then again, Ludwig, what do you mean? You want to teach in a rural school? It would be like a precision instrument, opening crates. Look, you were decorated in a war. Bertrand Russell. Yeah, чему? What does he mean? Bertrand Russell says you are the greatest philosophical hope. You can go and teach in the provinces. Hermine, you remind me of someone looking out through a closed window who cannot explain the strange movements of someone outside. It's like he is talking with his sister. It seems Ludwig going to teach right in the sticks, and his sister is trying to talk out of it. You can't tell what sort of storm is raging, or that this person might only be managing to stay on his feet with difficulty. Well, I still think it's a waste of your talents. If you hadn't been so daft and given all your money to us, you could publish your book yourself without having to bow and scrape to publishers. I don't want to force my philosophy on the world. If a publisher won't publish it, can't you understand that? Well, it's kinda cool. If it was true, right? I don't want to force my philosophy on the world. If a publisher won't publish it. Kinda strong idea. I like it. Then, can you understand that? Well, I would rather have a happy person for a brother than an unhappy saint. Well, I would rather have a happy person for a brother than an unhappy saint. I'm going to teach. Pretty, really pretty story. Then, we have found 2 more sites somewhere. And one of them is really interesting. An air mage may enter to summon Sylph. Well, we have really dirt cheap air mages in our every shore fort. We can recruit them. So sending a bit later at least one here to recruit Sylph is really, I think, is a really good deal, because well, these units can fly during storms, right? And in a lot of situations, I believe, they can well change tides of battle if the enemy is not prepared to face them. And I'm not sure about this, but maybe there is also a glamour too. So maybe they can't even be detected. But I'm not sure, actually. That's maybe not true. I know that one Sylph per turn is not a lot. I have to spend a lot of time to get a serious feast of them being collected, but let's try to do this. And finally, siege. Oh well, by the way, more important is the battle in his cup circle. I'm attacking province, thinking that I'm doing it out of nowhere, but actually there are 5 sacrets inside. What? And then I'm going straight for the crossbowman, but mage managed to run away. Why? What were they doing there? The fuck? The hell they needed there? I can't understand.
Relocating.
Yeah, exactly. They was try. They probably. He bumped into someone in that direction, finding nowhere to expand anymore. So they're basically returning to his cup or somewhere. Like he has this heavy cup province in his cup circle being uncleared. So probably that's the reason. Well, really unlucky for me to bump into them here, but it can be helped. And finally, my attack on his cup. Really big. By the way, I made the wrong script, I believe. We should have checked the script the turn before, but I believe I set them to hold and fire closest. All of them were ordered to fire closest enemies or cavalry enemies. Well, first of all, I should have placed them a bit closer, so they shouldn't waste their time closing near, coming closer. So maybe closer and ordering them hold and fire, not just fire, but hold and fire. So they shouldn't move. Well, the main point is that leave crossbowmen as far from the enemy melee units as it physically possible. And to do that, those movements forward are really bad for us, closing distance. So whatever, if they can't find a target, it's fine. They just need to stay in one place. So my script here wasn't perfect, I'd say. And also, if I actually expected some resistance from this, I mean, not resistance, but if I should have really expected him to try to patrol his cup, I should have placed some of this crossbowmen as a buffer, like so the lance charge of Mavarchs or something like that would be eaten by this standing aside one single units. but it can be helped. Our troops moved ahead. Some of them really is firing in the Kenro cavalry and getting it killed. And then most of the bolts flying into the infantry of Kenro. And the problem arises in a sense that those guys, apart from chainmail halberd, has a shield. Shields are actually quite devastating. Well, it's a decent defense against crossbows. Not an absolute defense, but especially like as we see here in the close distance, the crossbowman's fire is really devastating. But enemies still striking back. They're fighting and fighting. And actually, this battle, is not really exactly correct as it was in reality, right? Like, because there are several, as I keep saying, there are several patches came out, so the replays got kind of shuffled. But the truth is that really, in reality, in real battle, part of the defenders of the province came into contact with my crossbowmen and routed one of the 3 squads I used. And it's really shitty, because now I was unable to secure retreating road for them. So despite me winning here, losses are quite heavy, by the way. 45 crossbowmen is really painful, and 22 more of them run with nowhere to retreat. So they are lost, and basically I have around 80 units sitting on the cup right now. By the way, last turn there was arena battle. I haven't even noticed it. Yes, we wasn't articulating it, and as you can see, I wasn't sending anyone. I don't care. In this huge game, the probability of me and my human-sized nation to win competition on the arena is really low. Can describe how low it is. So we have won, but it was kind of Pyrrhic victory. It's kind of made me scared. Let's focus on some positive part. I mean that probably is next turn he'll lose the recruitment of his sacreds, turn of recruitment, right? So at least I hope we'll manage to achieve something with this. I am actually removing my mage, because now he has no spell to cast, but that's why I am basically evacuating him, expecting this army to be virtually annihilated. At least my only idea to make enemies suffer a lot of damage, right? I hope, and that's why I'm scripting basically fire cavalry, right? So all the crossbow bolts will be directed towards Mavarchs. I am putting some of the blockers ahead, right? As you can see, hold an attack closest. They will eat most of the Mavarch strikes, putting them at place at least for one turn, and this turn may be crucial for my X-bowmen to actually rid them with holes, right? At least I can hope. Here I only realized my mistake. I can't support this army from this province. That's why I am moving this 33 crossbowmen to the nearest province, again trying to establish retreating road in another province. And of course moving some of my sailing forces with this Goetic captain. There are 25 crossbowmen here as reinforcement. The situation went quite shitty. Actually, it's well, everything. It's a chain of unfortunate events, starting from my dying god until this really unclean besiegement. Things didn't go my way, and it's really pitiful. So probably is will be able to easily fend me off and even move this war towards my own cap. By the way, if I remember correctly, Isian commanders capable of sailing too. Let me check. Let me check. Where is Selena, Queen of Bees, right? And I believe Morgan champions, right? They are capable of sailing, right? And they capable of sailing size 6 units, moreover, so they can sail with everything. And the Mavarch Knights also capable of sailing, so I believe they are not taking this. Well, they are not wasting this size points, right? Oh no, I mean, oh no, I got it wrong. So these commanders aren't capable to bring with them some troops. It's just yeah, they are capable only sailing themselves. I mean, that's the point of this ability. So Morgan champions only can cross the ocean when they are together with another sailing troops like those Mavarchs. But still, it's a huge raiding tool, really dangerous. So I have to be wary of this. That's why, well, I got really tilted. Not gonna lie, I was really tilted after the battle, after this turn. So I went to the threat and started to say that I have I start to fearmongering against East. I posted his bless, right, and told and suggested everyone who is bordering East to help me get rid the world from him. Namely, I mentioned in my post Patala and Jamon. I said, guys, it's time, let's combine our forces. I know it's kind of pathetic, and especially since I did that after my, trying to do silently everything before that. Right, I was trying to steal this win fast. The best outcome for me was me besieging his cap almost without casualties. And he's going AI, for example, or start sailing or something like, which may indicates that he just gave up, that he didn't expect my attack. But he's not going to give up. He's gonna fight, and that's why I need support. I need some support, and so I have to back others to support me. Let's see what will happen from this. This fat province, this fat farm province near Famoria got overtaken by militia. Really unpleasant timing. Probably I would be unable to return it back, and Famoria gonna capture it anyways. But it can be helped. Again, well, let's see how Is going to respond to my advances. And before that, let's check the arena battle. What we can see, everyone sending basically their scouts here, the scouts against the judge. Funny that it probably was also the judge without any pass, right? Well, we can't understand with this feeble-minded attack from the slave scholar, but basically it was a battle of two scouts, so it doesn't matter. Someone brought shaman on the battlefield, kinda stupid. Maybe Ktis didn't notice that it was the battle of commoners, so the slave collar was the thing preventing his spellcasting of his mage. Hululu commander died, kinda. What the serpent assassin was using, I'm curious. Nothing. Also not geared unit. But still, he has this serpent Chris, kinda devastating weapon, at least capable to eventually kill anyone getting damaged by it. Black Lord of Ulm died to Nagaraja. Nagarajas are strong as well. I mean, oh, but it's shape change. Strange decision, because I think that the strange of Nagaraja comes from a hypnotizing attack. Yeah. Whoa, it almost got him killed. Then she hypnotized the Black Lord. Well, and actually killing him. Well, I know replace ain't precise, so she managed to kill him while he was still in daze. Quite interesting. Then Guardian Sky dying to Cyclops Chieftain. No wonder, he has a huge HP pool, 47 HP against like 12, right, or 15 is not much. And then Nagaraja killing Cyclops. Interesting. Well, he is in the second. He is in her second form. Kinda curious. He is getting only one hit point.
Because it was the previous fight.
Yeah, that was the previous.
Not get regeneration
between
fights.
But yes, that's true. But I mean, in the previous fight,
and you saw
she died.
And you saw an incorrect reply.
It was incorrect reply, but in this incorrect reply, she got really that one hit point left. So in the next reply should be correct one, where her. Are
you sure?
I am pretty sure. I am pretty sure. But maybe you are right.
So
I'm not too sure as well. But well, let's see. But still, she managed to kill the Cyclops Chieftain. So, well, this hypnotizing attack seems to be really powerful against foes who are wearing slave collar, for example. Maybe. So it was a kind of smart move on his part. I mean, using this unit, right? But hoping that hypnotize attack just do all the work. But still, this stun, well, lasts not so long, I believe. Probably no more than 3 turns. I can believe that stun may be longer than 3 turns. But who knows? Who knows? So, in the finals, we are seeing the Serpent Assassin and Nagaraja, I believe. Let's see who's gonna win. Oh, still one hit point. Probably Naga is gonna win, right? He has, but her, well, don't know. Her battle stats are not really impressive. But in reality, Serpent Assassin have won. It's kinda, well, it was kinda pointless to watch, right? But it's quite hilarious that a unit without any gear managed to win a lot more, defeat a lot more expensive chassis. So he is getting the Helmet of the Dawn. The Helmet of the Dawn, I believe.
That's the Lapis Lazuli set. Plus MR, plus wound protection, plus. No, that's not.
It's not a unique. It's not a unique. By the way,
unique. It's unique.
It's unique. Well, I mean, it's not.
It's unique. It's unique. It's a unique item, a set from Lapis Lazuli from the Dawn of Time. Set of Dawn.
Oh. Yes, okay, down part of the Dawn warrior set. I mean, yes. I see. Well, if so, it's not a big gain, but still, it's not bad. It's not bad, especially getting it for free. I mean, fine. By the way, one of the Isian provinces got captured by Indies as well as mine, but his foes appeared to be scorpion beasts. Whatever. So the we're getting the message that walls are hardly damaged at all, and more time is required to break them down. It's really depressing message, so it will take me a lot of time to actually try to break it. But I expect him to throw me off his walls right next turn. So all I need to do is just inflict some damage on his Mavarchs and secure some retreat road for maybe some of X-Bowmen being able to safely run away. But still, let's continue. Now probably it's all will depend on my neighbors. Will they decide to support me or not? We'll see. I'm sending some message this time to MA Kellum. By the way, he captured this rich province. My two assassins failed to capture before, so I'm sending him a message for an up3. I see. I'm really curious how is he going to answer. But I managed to save enough gold to start building my palisade, but not this turn, I guess, turn before. So I need some infrastructure. I'm a mega crazy after all, right? So I needed it a lot. Let's see. Let's try next turn. Probably last turn, or maybe we'll manage to watch 2 more maximum. Or maybe not. There are too many messages, right? So we are in messages mainly in this game, but some of them is really interesting, right? So really, informative, I guess. Messenger has arrived from Xiba. Well, I'm about to die to Asphodel Rush GG. So it seems Xiba saying himself, Shiba, that Famoria took almost no part in his fall. Alright, probably it's just Asphodel getting fat, getting big. So this previous fear-mongering of Relech against Asphodel probably is not too far-fetched from reality. I can't believe in 30 or moreover 40 provinces by the turn like 10, right? But still Asphodel is a treat, obviously a treat. Then some messages from him. That phase when I missed the arena battle message. Yeah, I missed this during my stream. In game I didn't miss it. I seriously ignored it. But well, it's easy to forget about it. I can understand him. He's still Sifin Mao, so Asphodel answering to Relech blubbering, right? I don't know. Well, doesn't matter. To me, it looks like Asphodel is more Sifin than Relech. Relech just trying to be as toxic as possible, right? So whatever. Message arrived from Is. Probably it's my personal message to me. The queen is severely upset at your indignation. You will get a spanking now. So Is is going to deliver me some spanking. Well, I believe that spanking is the least, is possibly the mildest form of punishment I am going to suffer during this war. I am a lot more concerned about Is besieging my cap or all my neighbors ganging up on me or something. So I have to accept spanking. Just don't throw me away from your cup. Then Arcocephal, LA Arcocephal, Serpent Assassin, Assassinate Serpent, Kek Arena. By the way, yeah, it's kind of funny. We didn't notice this last time, but basically Serpent Assassin killed Naga, right? So it's kind of hilarious, right? And finally, some more messages from Relech. 26 of you are bigger pussies than NIAI. So he's saying that 26 people didn't send anyone to the arena. So, and still, oh, by the way, I forgot. Serpent Assassin was sent by Pythium, right? And Pythium is a solo IE player, lol. And IE have won basically won first arena battle. It's like it's super hilarious. While there are basically, well, 32 players or something, 32 non-IE players who could send someone. But I think that it's pointless to do something like this while, well, if you are not a giant nation, alright, or you have some chassis which regenerates or has a really powerful attack or something. Is could have sent someone, but I believe, I don't know, he definitely should have sent one of his heroes there, so she may win, because all the national troops of his elves, I mean, are female. So if he would win the arena battle, this unit can change the flow of this war if he actually needs this. But I'm not sure that he actually, he can't deal with me with the forces he already has. Actually, I believe he capable to defeat me easily. Now, 3 blind mice. Those truth possibilities of its truth argument, which verify and positions. I shall call its truth grounds. Yes, good. Proposition. So what is this here? What do you call this here? Logic. What is this here? What do you call this here? Teaching you. It's a truthfully unrewarding experience. Yeah, he's talking about teaching. Yeah, I can relate to this. Really unrewarding experience. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a waste of time. It's a waste of my time. Your time, everybody's time. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh my God. Oh my dear God. Teaching proved to be a sham. I had to do a runner and lie about my brutality toward the children. They just weren't any good at logic or maths, and they drove me crazy. I kidded myself that my background and class weren't important, but I stood out like a sore thumb. At these provincial schools, the parents hated me and called me strange. I felt guilty for years. Somehow I had failed, morally. This is a red pillar box. How do you know that? I have done my homework. Green is green. Children learn by believing adults. Absolutely. Children learn by believing adults. Doubt comes after belief. I know what I believe. Where I come from, there are no adults, and so no doubts. If I post this letter to New York, does this strengthen my conviction that the Earth exists? The Earth does exist, and so do Martians. Xylophone. Well, kinda powerful as well. I mean, well, it's written from by Ludwig, right? He is getting disappointed by teaching children in the sticks. Yeah, I guess it's all about children believing the adults. So you can teach children just anything. Well, also quite a powerful piece, I can say. Well, it's not like I'm saying like it's something really mind-blowing, but it's really interesting, truthful, and kind of on point. If we are taking into consideration that it's a message on the computer game about removing other pretenders on your way to become the true god. Well, so it's not maybe the right place for those messages. Why do 6-sized sharks have stealthy and need not eat? Probably really got some crazy free spawn in his dominion, like size 6 sharks who are stealthy but not need not it. I guess it's some some mistake in Sloop's mod, I guess. But if I can remember, some sharks are actually stealthy. So, but about size 6 sharks, I don't know shit, actually. Well, well. So, I am attacking Cap Circle of Ease. It was not unheard of to be caught here, but by invisible, but glamoured secrets of his, but there is none. I successfully managed without any losses secure this position, but East didn't attack. What? The walls still are hardly damaged, so I'm guessing someone definitely inside. And last turn those Asian spearmen were here, and they're getting chased by Jamon. So Jamon actually helping me. So there is no message, but for some reason, at least he is interested into taking this underwater. We can also see that Fomori is taking big part of UW. But Jamon needs regions, right? And he can get them only from the underwater forts. So he needs this foothold. So he is not attacking heavy blast. I don't know which what blast Fomori has, but looking at his scales, we can see them like I don't know where. Basically, he has outrageous scales here, for example, Turmoil 3, Sloth 3.
Oh, that's Magic 3 though.
Magic 3, but look, everything else, he has no money, absolutely no money. Taking this bless into the game of 34 players is a suicide. He's not gonna win. I can't imagine him winning ever. He will survive early. He can rush someone. He can rush 2 more players probably, or maybe even 3, or maybe even 3.
Then that's pointless. With cap only secrets, it's pointless.
He has shamans of Fomorian shamans who are getting recruited everywhere, I believe.
The lesser ones, the size 4.
And they are maybe tuked actually. So if he has a really heavy proper bless, these guys are actually not bad. You can use them as tukes, for example. So if you're tuking your army, if you are going to use tukes mostly in your warfare, these guys are fine, more than fine. But where will he take money to buy a lot of these guys, and mostly where he's gonna take games? He's gonna probably side search his plans fine, but in long run this guy is gonna lose. So probably I should act. It's not like about acting, more like I should be friends with him and be ready to forget about this friendship. The later goes this game on and on. So by the turn, let's say 50, or maybe maybe even earlier, for me it would be super easy to deal with Fomori, I believe. But so far, he was friendly, so I have no problems to to have good relationships with him. It's really important. He is using and here I can see who are this big beach brigade. It's Morrigans, right? It's like
it's a triad.
Trinity Titans, right? No, triad is not wrong. So Kimi Bukaki, I don't know. Well, she likes Bukaki, I guess. It makes her cute. тоже, I guess as well. But the main point is that he uses them separately. So basically, as really fat, strong, so he can expand with them. I don't know if they have a proper gear or not, or which provinces they can take on or not, but he has basically 3 expanders in 1 unit. So normally you want, well, Trinity getting their pass, their full
It may
pass.
be sleeping. It may be sleeping. It's turn 10.
Oh, maybe. Oh, maybe.
Or turn 11. Turn 11. Yeah. They may already wake up on turn 10 and they were sent here on this turn.
To expand. I see. Maybe, probably you are right, actually. You are right. Even
maybe not.
Well, he has not only her, but also some Fomorian giants. This guy actually using 6 size Fomorian Sacred, and I can say that I hate this. People keep saying, by the way, that the best Fomorian Sacred are those guys, unmarked, size 4 units. But I actually like Fomorian Giants a lot more. Sure, they have a lot of weaknesses, especially against some really small units like, I don't know, Rimvaeti. Well, Rimvaeti is another age, I mean. Well, they have their weaknesses, of course. Well, if you need to kill...
One attack.
Well, one attack, but they're so fat and, well, this unit is worth to take heavy blast for on it. They have an insane strange. If you somehow manage to get rid of their vulnerability to a lot of attacks, for example, if you from a lot of enemies surrounding them, for example, if you take a fire shield, alright, a fire shield deals easily with insects, skeletons, maybe PD even, and so on and so on. So if you have a proper bless on them, these guys, well, I don't like heavy blesses. Let's start with this. But well, for at the very least, they are worth taking big bless on them, I believe. But usually people, of course, using unmarked, who are a lot easier to use together with human-sized troops and so on and so on. But well, this play at least a lot more interesting. Fine, Fomoria took a lot of underwater from Jamon, so Jamon have to chip something off from Is, and it's to my liking. I mean, well, it's a good deal for me. That Is getting, I don't know how big plans of Jamon, how far is he going to move his stack. But if he took at least something, it's well, for me it's profit, like net profit. By the way, he is using Ashigaros, some Sacreds and Kappas. The main point, he's using Ashigaros. At first, I was kind of the shittiest unit Jamon has, but let me point out something. These guys are actually having Yari, length 4. So, and they are by the way dirt cheap. They have some protection. So, I wasn't talking about this much before, but for me, this game in which presents all the nations of 3 eras, I think those from late era, I mean, starting like with later Kotcephalia, right? Those late age nations, in my opinion, has a huge advantage over all others. Sure, the game happens in MA, basically. So those late age nations has a bit less income that they used to have. Well, if it was a LA game, because provinces are a lot less are a bit less populated, but let's say the diversity, the magical diversity of late age nations, and mainly the armor and weapons of most of the LA nations are on the absolutely another level compared to the all or the opponents from middle age and moreover early age. That means that I think that all these nations gonna dominate all their regions. So from my example, right, I should stick close to Jamon and together with him deal with all others. So basically, usually you can't attack MA Is with LA Mari, right? But in this situation, when I have cool, cheap, really affordable crossbows, well, I can deal with them, well, just by sheer numbers. Like, well, as I said previously, I'm expecting to see around 20 Malarchs. And if I'll amass enough X-Bowmen to deal with them, this will be huge. But let's see, well, we'll see how it goes. It was a huge luck for me that he didn't try to lift the siege previous turn. I can't believe that what was inside this fort was not enough to beat just 60 crossbowmen. I can't believe it. I don't know what was inside, but, well, why didn't he try to leave the siege? I can't believe it. It's a huge mistake. It's absolutely huge mistake. I can't describe it another way. Because next turn my reinforcement from here comes in play. One more, the reinforcement from capital. I am returning my mage who was running away before. As I was saying, I evacuated him into Seren Forest. Now I am returning him back because next turn we have Conjuration 3, and Conjuration 3 is Summon Leather Air Elemental. So I'm scripting him cast and not checking the conservative game usage box. So I'm expecting him to summon at least few. By the way, it's not really fitting for the task Royal Navigator because he didn't get A2 to summon. But if I was a bit smarter, I would put some pearls on him. He would be able to cast Power of the Spheres, then got his A to A2 and then more effectively summon smaller air elementals. But well, he is capable to will be capable to summon at least one next battle. It may change things, maybe not, but at least I can have hope. So by the way, well, let's not talk about this now. Okay, things look a lot brighter this turn, like really things changed like in a blink of an eye. Basically, him not attacking me allowed me to bring more reinforcements on top of his cap. Makes me sure that I probably have a chance to beat this army. Well, especially because I of course hope to kill the absolutely most movers as I possibly can, but the presence of this Isian spearmen can mean that if I rode them fast enough, I mean, if the crossbowmen make them run away, will make them fail their moral check. So they have a lot of HP, right? So they can force all the Mavarchs who is going to be attacking me next turn to run as well. So I think I'm looking in the future with optimism, I think. So we have started, we have search, not yet, we have built laboratory, at least starting to recruit Kamazots, and waiting to research Conjuration 3 to add Black Hawks here, and finally start to catch some blood slaves. So, well, let's see how it will go. Well, don't know, should I put it to a cliffhanger? I don't know.
It's been 3 hours already.
Yeah, the 3 hours, 3 hours, really long time. So let's stop at this. Let's really turn it into a cliffhanger, like I like to do, love to do. Let's see what Ism is gonna bring to the battle next turn, and let's stay positive. I really hope that I'll at least inflict a lot of damage to this. So let's end this story for now. Thanks a lot, Tanis, that you helped me. Well, really talk. Really, we were really discussing things. And well, if I was able to with my really scarce language abilities, but at least we were showing some interesting stuff, and gonna proceed with doing this in the future. Thanks again, till the next time, and thank you everyone who was well, Revolution only this time, who were writing in the chat. So goodbye.